Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Sportsmemo's Pro Football Forecast. My friends, we come to you every Friday during the NFL season, bringing you tons of free winners, amazing betting insights, and a few laughs to boot from some of Sportsmemo's documented leaderboard fixtures. So grab that helmet, lace up those cleats, and get ready to make money when this weekend in the NFL, because we have an amazing show for you today. What a panel. Let's bring them on. They're a good-looking bunch. Let's go around the horn. My good buddy Moneyline Matt, Eric Pauly, and Ronald Cabang. I got to do an individual hello. Moneyline Matt, how are you today?
Hey, everything's great, Joe. Ready to talk some football, break down some games, give some best bets. I'm feeling pretty good because my birthday is tomorrow. That means some luck is going to come this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we had a nice surprise for you, but our producer, Chris, would not let me drag out a cake and a girl half naked to jump out of it. But we want to wish Moneyline Matt a very, very happy birthday. He can finally get into a PG movie, guys. No, I love you. Happy birthday, Moneyline Matt. We love you. We wish you years of health and happiness, peace and laughter. God bless. Let's go to my good buddy, Eric Pauly. Eric, how are you today?
Doing well. Glad to be here with everybody. Coming off back-to-back winning weeks in the NFL, building some momentum. Have my package up already with some plays for week 7. So looking forward to this show and another winning weekend.
Great stuff. And my good buddy, Shebang, Ronald Cabang. Ronald, how are you today, buddy?
Man, it's been a busy day. I had a show earlier with Matt in the NBA and then Eric in the MLB. And now I'm with them here in the NFL. And of course, with the sexy and savory host here, Joe D. You know, we're having a lot of fun, man, doing a lot of shows. It's been fun overall, especially with the NBA season here. Just been waiting for this to come together. I mean, this is the best months of the season for sports bettors, man. We have a lot of options. It's going to come down to quality and not quantity. So, you know, just excited to be here with you guys.
You know, Ronald, it's only busy when you're in demand, and you are certainly in demand, doing great work, multiple sports. And I like doing a show with you. And by the way, Ronald and I, guys, we do a lot of content together, have a lot of fun. Eric, Moneyline Matt, we're here to give you good, solid content, a lot of free content, some great betting insights, a few laughs too. Real quick, guys, you know how I like that afternoon quickie at my age? That's all I can get. The best and most successful sports bettors and sports handicappers on the planet all use the Gold Sheet, the oldest and the most respected of all the betting publications. Guys, after the show, www.goldsheet.com. Use what the pros use. I want you to know some stats that we did pull. No, we don't have any graphics today for you. Some stats we did pull, all from our friends at the Gold Sheet. We love you. Goldsheet.com. The customer appreciation at Sportsmemo, unrivaled. We know that saving you money just as good as making you money. Sportsmemo.com. After the show, take advantage of those amazing discounts. We currently have offered a couple of quick ones. Guys, my good buddy, the Iceman, Jesse Shule. They call him the Iceman, but he's scorching bookmakers off to one of the hottest starts in the history of both the college and pro football campaigns. His $2 Tuesday play. It's a 5% AFC North game of the month, just $2 still available. It doesn't stop there. We know that at the beginning of any season, you got to build that bankroll. So to reward you, to get you started, to maximize your profits, minimize your expenditures, both here at Sportsmemo and at Wager Talk, any one of your cappers or any one of your favorite cappers, capper or cappers, let me try that again, those hooked on phonics books, any one of your favorite capper or cappers, as many times you want. 7 days NBA, just $49, $7 a day. We want you to start off your season right, guys. And then we got the Love Package. No, that's not the first adult film I ever did. The Love Package, the first family of Las Vegas. Dion and Joe D'Amico. Buy one for 7 days, get the other for 7 days. I'm doing 4 sports, college and pro football, NBA. I'm doing baseball. Dion's doing the same 4, plus hockey. 4 sports from me, 5 sports from her. Let me try that again. 4 sports from me, 5 sports from her. 7 full days, $99. Can't beat that with a bet. Guys, real quick. Every day you have to check the deals page. There are times that us as handicappers, we don't even know we have a deal up there. It's the best deals on the planet for both Sportsmemo and Wager Talk. Check it every single day. Now, guys, before we get into free plays, here are some pro football line movements this week from my good friends at my favorite sports book in the world, the Superbook at the Westgate. Now, guys, we always know that the general public, injuries, weather conditions, all move lines. But these 2 NFL line movements were specifically made by the wise guys here in Southern Nevada. We wanted to make you aware of them. The Jets from 3 down to 1. They're coming in on the Broncos, guys. And my word is, this game is going to be a pick 'em by the end of the day. Seahawks from 6.5 down to 5. They're betting the Chargers. So those 2 line moves from the wise guys here in Southern Nevada, without any further ado, because you know how much I hate to do, We have 3 great roundtable games. Let's get into the first one. For the battle of AFC South supremacy, 2-3-2 division leaders clash. Matt Ryan's revamped offensive line. Guys, they didn't allow a sack last week to give the Colts their 3rd win and cover in the last 4 games. Meanwhile, the Titans winning and covering 3 straight. Ryan Tannehill, though, interesting fact. 8 TDs in 3 starts versus Indy since last season. Tennessee won and covered the last 4 meeting with the Colts. You know where we're going with this. Colts at Titans, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Tennessee 2.5, 42. Let's go to our good friend Ronald Cabang. Ronald, take it away.
Yeah, these two teams just played each other in week 4. Since then, the Colts are on a nice 2-game winning streak. Matt Ryan coming off of a throwback game, threw for 389 yards, completed 42 out of 58 pass attempts, 3 touchdowns with no picks. As long as the Colts can limit turnovers like that, they'll continue to move the ball on the offensive side, and especially through the air. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jonathan Taylor should be back in the lineup here. I believe he practiced in full this week, and he's going to be good to help out the ground game there, kind of balance out that offense, which is much needed. Somehow the Titans are 3-2 on top of the AFC South, while 31st in total offensive yards and 28th in defensive yards allowed. To me, that's kind of crazy to just put together. I mean, being that bad on both sides of the ball, but being on top of the division, it's kind of crazy to hear. I think the Colts, they're going to be ready for this one. It's a divisional revenge match here, to grab the top spot in the AFC South. I think even if the Titans, they're coming off of a bye, even if they improved offensively, their pass D is not something that is not great at all. I think Matt Ryan here will be moving the ball in any way possible here. I think the Titans are going to struggle on the pass defense, and I think the Colts can win this one outright. But for me, I just take the points just for some cushion there.
Great stuff from our good friend Ronald Cabang, who says he thinks the Colts can win this game outright, but take the points anyway for the cushion. Great stuff, Ronald. Thank you. Let's go right into our good buddy Eric Pauly. Eric, take it away. Colts, Titans, Tennessee, 2.5, 42.
I'm viewing this game very similarly to how Ronald is viewing it. The Titans have had the Colts number over the past couple of seasons. Mike Vrabel, the superior head coach, in my opinion, over Frank Reich. And of course, Tennessee is coming off that bye. But I think that the Colts winning 2 straight is actually better for this matchup because they have built up some momentum versus the Titans, who are just coming off their bye week. Of course, they had the extra time to game plan, but this is the second time these teams will face already this season. The Titans won by 7 in that first matchup in week 4. However, they should not really have won that football game. Matt Ryan turned it over 3 times, but the Colts outgained the Titans by 100-plus yards in that matchup. And that's kind of been the Titans' MO all season long. They beat Washington. They were outgained. They beat the Raiders. They were outgained. They lost to the Giants on that last-second field goal. They were outgained. And they also, one of the other matchups that they had this season against the Colts, they were outgained, and they were able to still pull off a victory despite not playing well. The Titans have just 14 points in the second half of games so far this season, and all 14 of those points have come in the third quarter. They've yet to score a single fourth quarter point so far this year. And I think, again, the Colts have this momentum being built. Matt Ryan's looking a little bit better. The protection's looking better. But I really love what they're doing to help Matt Ryan. Instead of getting him under center, they're keeping him back in the shotgun to kind of alleviate that pressure so they can continue that quick passing game. And going into more like the numbers for this matchup. So the Colts right now are 30th in the NFL in total DVOA, which is, of course, abysmal. But looking at their offense, which is 21st, again, not great, but their defense has been really good. It's 13th in the NFL in total DVOA this season. They don't get or generate a lot of pressure, but they do sack the quarterback when they do get to him. And on a per drive basis, this defense is 8th in time, 7th in plays, 6th in yards, and 11th in points. So they're doing a great job minimizing opposing offenses. And looking at Tennessee, again, they win those games. They're 3-2 right now because of their well-coached team, but they're really not a overly talented team. They're 19th in DVOA on offense and 19th in DVOA also in just total DVOA. But they haven't been playing the hardest schedule of teams. They also haven't been really winning those games. They, of course, get the W at the end, which means everything at the end of the day. But in terms of what's actually going on within those 4 quarters, they're not playing the best football. So I think that the Colts have some momentum. I think that this game is going to be close no matter how it goes. I like the Colts to win this game, but I would the Colts are one of these legs of a teaser, of a 6-point teaser. That's basically guaranteed for me. They'll be in every teaser that I have so far this weekend. And I have a best bet that's for teaser for later on the show, which I'll save. But of course, the Colts plus 8.5 are included there. I like the dogs on the road, even though it seems like a mismatch from a DVOA perspective. I think the Titans, not that their luck has run out, but I think that the way that they're winning football games is unsustainable. Colts have momentum. I like the Colts, especially if you're getting some more points in a teaser with Indianapolis.
Great stuff from one of the smartest minds in sports betting today. Eric Pauly says Colts plus the points, and definitely in every one of his teasers this NFL Sunday, they're going to be a part of it, tease them up. Great stuff, Eric. I really love your betting insights. Guys, the betting insights and angles you get from the cappers at Sportsmemo, they're unrivaled in this business. We love bringing them to you. We know you love them. By the way, if you notice, I'm wearing my Raiders custom-made number 10 Joe D'Amico jersey now. I made a call to my good friend Mark Davis. We're going to have Holland's number changed to 10.5 because he wears number 10 for the Raiders. I don't like that crap. That stop ends now. I'm the only number 10 on the team. Guys, we have 2 more roundtable games, then our best bet segment. Our second roundtable game, very, very exciting. The Chiefs come off a home loss. They travel to where? Levi Stadium to face the 49ers team. Also, that took a road loss a week ago, but have a newly acquired Christian McCaffrey to help bolster their offense. KC just 1-4 ATS the last 5 games coming into this matchup. However, San Fran 6-0 ATS the last 6 at home. They have covered the spread the last 6 when they are hosting. Chiefs at Niners Sunday 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. KC is currently 2-49. Let's go to our good friend, the birthday boy, Moneyline Matt.
Yeah, so for me, if you've been watching me all season long, you know I love betting the San Francisco 49ers. But I pick the spots. I faded the 49ers last week. This week, I am back on them against the Kansas City Chiefs, and here is why. For one, Jimmy Ward is coming back. Trent Williams is potentially coming back. And in my eyes, a top 5 defensive player in the entire NFL in Nick Bosa. I think he is good enough that he changes spreads, honestly, just like TJ Watt. So with Nick Bosa coming back, he's great in the run support. He's one of the best in football coming off the edge. He can bull rush. He can speed rush. And when facing Patrick Mahomes, who is just playing at an unbelievable MVP level right now, the way that you stop the Kansas City Chiefs is getting to the quarterback. When I look at this offense, in addition, I feel like there are some holes, and it might be small, but I still don't feel like they have that guy who can take the top off the defense. When looking at the San Francisco 49ers, one of the best things that they do is they keep things in front of them and they come up and they make tackles, okay? Now, when looking at the San Francisco 49ers on offense, you know, the way to beat the Kansas City Chiefs is generally through the air. Yes, they added Christian McCaffrey, who's going to come back late, or he's already landed in San Francisco. Don't know if he's playing. I would assume they can get him into some easier packages, but it doesn't really sway the spread for me or anything along those lines. Really, what you got to focus on here is Jimmy Garoppolo. And honestly, I'm fine with Jimmy Garoppolo in this game. I really am. Kansas City Chiefs are one of the worst throughout the entire NFL in passing defense. L'Jarius Sneed is their best corner, but he also comes up in run support. He also comes up to blitz off the edge. And then in addition, you have George Kittle. George Kittle is potentially the best blocking tight end in all of football to help pick up those blitzes. So again, I have all the confidence in the world in Jimmy Garoppolo. You just got to know his game. He has ups and downs, and you just got to pick the right spots. I think this is a right spot for Jimmy Garoppolo. The Chiefs have been pretty stingy against the run, but again, Jimmy can run that play action attack. You got Deebo Samuel, you got Brandon Ayuk has been playing a lot better. And this is just one of those spots where if San Francisco can get up early on this Kansas City Chiefs team, I love this defense to get after the quarterback and get to Patrick Mahomes. Do I think this is going to be a close game? Yes, I do. But personally, I'm going to be on San Francisco money line. I'll forget the 2.5. I'll take the 49ers straight up.
Great stuff from one of the sharpest minds in sports betting today, Moneyline Matt. He says, Moneyline, forget about the points. He likes them straight up. Guys, I got to tell you, Moneyline Matt, he does all this off the cuff. No nuts, no notes. I have more notes. I have more crib notes than Shaquille O'Neal when he took his finals at LSU. It is ridiculous. He does this all without a net. I love him. You love him. Great stuff, Moneyline Matt. Speaking of somebody I love, my good friend Ronald Cabang. I want to get into how good he does in other sports later on during the best bets. I mean, he is on fire. He's doing great work. He's all over the leaderboards at Sportsmemo, 3-7-30. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. Ronald, Chiefs, Niners, KC, 2-49. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the McCaffrey news is the big news of the weekend here. I do believe he will be available to play. To Matt's question there, and I agree that he's going to be there in just certain packages. I don't think he's going to be the bell cow right away. There's going to definitely be some adjustments to how he plays with this squad here. I think the thing here is the matchup between these two top teams in their respective divisions. One team is more focused on the offense while the other is more focused on the defense. Most of the time, these type of games where they mix and match in their style of play from a statistical standpoint is very hard to cap. But if you look at it situationally, right? So for me as a capper, I like to look at things in many different ways, just like a balance capper, like analytics, trends, situational, just foundational capping as well. The Chiefs here are coming off of a tough loss against the Bills, and then they're heading into a bye week. The Niners, they just played 2 tough road games in a row, right? And then they're coming off of an outright loss to the Falcons, and then they got to face, and then they're facing the Chiefs here, who are a top tier team in the league. They want to make sure they're up for this game, but then now next week they have to face a divisional opponent in the Rams. And in our division, or in this division here, everyone's pretty much 3-3 except for the Cardinals, who are 3-4 after yesterday's win. So they have to key in on this specific game here, a divisional game. So I don't know, will they have enough energy to be able to stay up here with the Chiefs while making sure that they're on top of it to make sure they face the Rams with as much energy as they need. The Niners, I mean, to me, I feel like they're able to move the ball in certain situations, but at the same time, I don't think it's pretty much their defense that kind of leads them into these wins here. Regardless of whether or not the Niners are looking ahead to a game or not, I think the Chiefs should do enough here to win this by at least a field goal. Going into the bye, they want to make sure they have some momentum going into there, not having to worry about anything at all, right? Not looking ahead to another game. Going into a bye, they could use up all their energy, everything they need to do to get that W and get some momentum going into that bye. So I would take the Chiefs here as road favorites. So we're going to head up, birthday boy. So we'll see how it goes.
Great stuff, guys. Always a great breakdown from Ronald Cabang. And we have our first contradiction on the roundtable games. Moneyline Matt says he likes the Niners Moneyline. Ronald says he likes the Chiefs on the road by at least a field goal. Great stuff. Guys, this is why the best cappers in the world are at Sportsmemo. We don't just agree with one another. We have different points of view, and we're all documented winners. Just check our numbers over at Sportsmemo because numbers don't lie. We've got 2 great cappers in that second round. Guys, Matt and Ronald have 2 different points of view. I'm interested to see how this game turns out. Let's go to our third roundtable game, my friend. We call it the Sunday Night Late Bailout. Back in the day when you had to get even for the weekend. If you lost some money, you didn't want to pay your bookmakers on Tuesday. You needed to get even on the late NFL Sunday night. Otherwise, it was the Monday game, and you were in trouble if you doubled up and had to pay on Tuesday. My friend, Sunday Night Late Bailout, Dolphins host. They did go 0-3 straight up and against the spread without who? Tua Tagovailoa. But guess what? He's back. Steelers got off a 4-game slide, both straight up and against the number. Pitt missing some key defensive personnel. Miami 7-2 ATS the last night in their house. Great matchup for a Sunday night matchup. Steelers at Dolphins, Sunday, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Miami, 7:45.5. Let's go to my buddy, Eric Pauly. Eric, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so this is a game that Matt and I actually discussed on our Better Almanac podcast, sponsored by Sportsmemo. So I understand what he gets into, and I'm very curious to hear, his analysis again. But looking at this game, this is a matchup between teams in terms of total DVOA. That the Miami Dolphins are 16th in the NFL and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 23rd in the NFL. And that bit of that gap is not enough for me to really think that the Miami Dolphins are 7 to 7.5 points better than this football team. So we have the Brian Flores factor. He actually I just saw on Twitter right before the show that he's, kind of downplaying it. This is not a revenge game for him because we know what happened with him suing the Miami Dolphins about some of the things that happened in that building last year. But something that actually concerns me about this game, and it seems kind of backwards to say, but it is the fact that Tagovailoa is making this start. Do not get it twisted. Tagovailoa is better than Bridgewater and, of course, Skylar Thompson, who was, that quarterback till he got hurt against the Vikings last week. But the thing about Tua and his situation, and of course I'm not a doctor. We could save Dr. Chuck for this one. He can maybe tune in at a different point and give this to me. But Tua Tagovailoa is one hit away again from potentially not playing for the rest of the season. And I'm not trying to be morbid or, go into something I don't really know what I'm talking about. But this Miami Dolphins team makes their bones on offense. Of course, they have the speed with Waddle and Hill, but they do so many things in the RPO game that Tua is not going to be able to do this week. Every time he's sitting back there and he's considering, pulling the football back and throwing it, or maybe doing running it off himself, they can't do that this week. He takes one big hit and he potentially, again, is going to miss a lot more time this year. So he's not going to be a threat. So every time he's in that RPO action, the Steelers with their, older Cameron Hayward, their experienced defensive line, is going to know to just attack that running back, because if Tua does, pull that ball away and look to throw, he's going to try to get that ball out of his hands very, very quickly. So while at the end of the day, Tua is certainly a plus for this offense, I don't think that Tua is at full strength, and I think that he's going to be so cautious on that field. The ball's going to be out of his hands in 2 seconds, and of course, when you have, again, Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, and Jalen Waddle, they could take that ball to the crib with their speed. However, just looking at this matchup from an X's and O standpoint, it's strength versus strength. Miami's strength is on offense. Steelers' strength is on defense. Both of these teams kind of are Pittsburgh is lackluster on offense. Miami, very lackluster on defense. Though that they're a good football team, I don't think that they've really put their best foot forward so far this season. And I see a lot of 7.5s now, and that is way too many points. You're giving me 7.5 points, though it's on the road. It's a tough place to play in Miami. I like the Steelers plus 7.5 so much that I'm very heavily debating this being a client play for this weekend.
Eric Pauly, his analysis and breakdown, so detailed, so insightful. Eric, always, I sit back, I take notes when you talk. I know everybody out there is appreciative of what you do and what you bring to the Sportsmemo TV network. Thank you. Great breakdown. He says Steelers. He says Tua coming back, still the best of the 3 quarterbacks for Miami, but he might have a little bit of happy feet. He likes the Steelers. He may even put it up as a premium play. Thank you, Eric. Great stuff. Let's go to our good buddy Moneyline Matt. Let's see if we have the same outlook as Eric does, or we have our second contradiction today on the roundtable games. Moneyline Matt, Steelers Dolphins late Sunday night, Miami 7:45.5. The floor is yours.
All right. So when looking at this play, for one, I grabbed this at Dolphins -7. And talked about it on the Bettor's Almanac podcast as well. I said if it gets to 7.5, I am not playing that. So it definitely depends on what number you get here. Okay. Definitely throughout the week, one thing that I was keeping an eye on was Kenny Pickett playing? Yes, he is. Then again, Tua is coming back. 3-0 to start the season with Tua, 0-3 cents. I think it's a huge factor for Tua coming back. It's big for Tyreek Hill, who did continue to play well even after Tua went down, but even bigger for wideout Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle loves those swing screens, those quick slants, just quick screens, things of that nature. And one thing that Tua is very good at, it's putting the ball in a position where his players can make plays after the catch. Okay, so I think he's very good at pinpointing. I think that is going to help them going forward. And then what better spot to get right against a Pittsburgh Steelers pass defense that is truly a bottom 3 pass defense in the entire NFL, and then middle of the pack in terms of running as well. So now that Tua is coming back, I do think there's a natural boost for a team getting their quarterback back, getting a star player back, getting a captain back on the team. Just look at last night with DeAndre Hopkins. I honestly had no clue who was going to win that game. I just rode the D-Hop hype and it worked out. So, and I think there's something natural with that. If you played football, if you played any sport for that matter, when a teammate comes back or someone important comes back, it does give that team a boost. Now, when looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers, again, Kenny Pickett is coming back, but didn't you guys hear the Pittsburgh Steelers won the Super Bowl last week? Like, it was huge. Something we did call, though, on the Bettor's Almanac podcast, a plus 310 upset for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what generally happens when a team gets up nice and high like that? They fall from the ceiling down to the ground. So I'm going to fade the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Kenny Pickett can move the football, but there were situations where he did. He just looked like a rookie. And when you're going up against a team like the Miami Dolphins, who early in the season with Tua, as long as they can bring it all back together, I don't think he can keep up with this Dolphins offense. I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers are good enough. They have one of the worst offensive lines in the entire league. They have one of the worst defensive lines in the entire league. And I think it may take a quarter for Tua and this Dolphins offense to get going. But once they start clicking, I just can't see the Steelers keeping up. I have the Dolphins at -7. If it gets to 7.5, I'm not taking it. But I feel fine with the -7 right here.
Great stuff from Moneyline Matt. He says -7. He likes the Dolphins. Really great insight, great betting angles. Guys, I love it. I thought this game was tougher than my mother-in-law's holiday roast. I'm staying away from it. I am going to be rooting for both of these because, I love it when we have the contradiction on the shows. I always love the different betting angles you get from the amazing cappers at Sports Memo. Let me run it down real quick, the 3 roundtable games. Our first roundtable game, Colts at Titans. Ronald Cabang says he likes the Colts. Eric says Colts plus the points, but he's going to be a part of every single teaser he puts out on Sunday. Our second roundtable game, Chiefs at Niners. Matt said Niners money line emphatic. And how about Ronald going, no way, Jose. Chiefs out of field goal. Winner, winner, winner. Our third roundtable game, Steelers at Dolphins. Eric said Steelers. Matt says Dolphins. I love it, guys. These 3 cappers are 3 of the best in the world. And they have all different angles on these games. They're all documented winners. And like I said, we don't give you cookie cutouts one after another, say the same boring droll. All right. We love it. You love it. And I got to tell you right now, don't go anywhere. The most exciting portion of our show, our best bet segment. Now, guys, I'm excited to once again have Ronald back. He's been back a couple of weeks. I do a lot of content with Ronald. Not only is one of the most entertaining and informative cappers that in the world, and I like doing the shows with him, but he is a winner. Last year, NBA number 1 over the last 2 years, or was it number 1, number 2? I always fix it up. The last 2 years, number 1 overall NBA Sports Memo. He is all over the leaderboards right now. Sports Memo, the 3, the 7, the 30. And he told you earlier during one of his segments that this is a very exciting time of year, and he's doing multiple sports. I expect even more winners from Ronald. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what he's going to be doing on the premium side. He's got a best bet free winner for you. Ronald, take it away. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, Joe touched up on it. Thanks for that. The nice words there. I know you don't give me a lot of them, but just kidding. The NBA has been one of my key sports here since I've been with Sports Memo. Number 1 NBA profit over 2 seasons, the last 2 seasons, just over 120 units or so. In the NFL, doing well as well, doing profitable there throughout the season. To me, it's just like you said, there's a lot of sports during this time of the year, and I'm excited for all of them. I touch on all of them: NFL, college football, college basketball, and NBA. Definitely doing well so far in this season. 6-2-1, I think up in double digits plus units already in the NBA. So going well there. As far as best bet today, I'm going with that Chiefs bet. Going against Matt here, I like the Chiefs here in this situational aspect of it. I think it makes sense to me that the Niners will not be fully focused here. They just picked up one of the best offensive weapons in the league. That's news that's being heard, right? And then they have a transition period, but they've already moved the line a half point, maybe 1 point in some books. And the Niners also have a key divisional matchup next week, so I'm just not too sure how focused they'll be on the current matchup in place, regardless of who they're playing, which is one of the best offensive teams in the league in the Chiefs. A couple trends to mention here. Chiefs since 2019, and this is with Mahomes as a starting quarterback, 3-0 straight up in the last 3 years as favorites heading into a bye week. Exactly the situation they're in today, or this weekend. Another one here since 2019, Chiefs as road favorites off of a loss, 5-0 straight up, 4-1 against the spread. To me, the only way I could think of going in this game is backing Mahomes and the Chiefs.
My friends, Ronald Cabang, who is all over the Sports Memo leaderboard, said he is taking the Chiefs. That's his free best bet on this show. Guys, he's doing great work at Sports Memo all over the leaderboards. After the show, go to Sports Memo. Go follow Ronald with some of the best customer appreciation discounts on the plan. You're going to follow him to the bank. And Ronald, just for the record, my good friend Pete Rose says it's not bragging if you can back it up. And I brag about our cappers at Sports Memo. We're the best collection of cappers on the planet. And you are one of the best on Sports Memo. And you know I love you. And just for the record, I want to be on the record, guys, and even Chris, our producer, not only is Ronald a great capper, He's also a sexy son of a gun. I love you, Ronald. He does great work. Go follow Ronald. You're going to follow him to the bank. Guys, Eric, Pauly, and I do a lot of shows together as well. And, his free games are just off the charts, and his analysis, some of the best I've ever seen. And I've worked with the best in the business. I put Eric right up there with the best. And numbers don't lie. And I love the fact that Eric talks more about the couple of losers he has than the winners he has, the tons of winners, because I know when you win as much as Eric does, those losers really stick in your craw. And I love that integrity about Eric, but he is a winner. And he's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing, and he's got another free best bet for you. Eric, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Joe. And, if everybody could just win at sports betting every single time they bet, we would be out of jobs. It would be an easy industry. Everyone would be taking money from there. And, the losses, you have to, in this industry, learn from your losses. If you lose a bet because the process was good, the result just wasn't there, you have to understand that. If you lose a bet because your process was bad, you have to go take a look at why that bet lost, what you did to come to that conclusion, and how you can adjust moving forward. So analyzing those losses are just as important as figuring out what your next winners are going to be in the days moving forward. And that's what I had that approach this season. Week 1 was a winning week, 2, 3, and 4 losing weeks, 5 and 6 winning weeks, and now we're in the black, plus 12% plus this season. So good start, a lot more to go. But my free bet on the show for today is a bet that already is up on Sportsmemo. It's a 3% play. It's part of my package. I have another play in there. But this is a 3-team 6-point teaser, which I've been betting a lot of this season because I get plus 180 odds on them, which are the best odds you could possibly get. So I would definitely make sure you line shop and see where you can get those odds. But there are 3 teams that I'm circling. One is the Indianapolis Colts plus 8.5. We already spoke about that game ad nauseum, so I'll move over to the next. Las Vegas Raiders versus Houston Texans. Both of these teams have just one win. But looking at these teams, and not only just DVOA, but just in general statistics, per drive statistics on offense and defense, the Texans are bottom of the barrel in both offense and defense. The Raiders are top 5 in offense while bottom 5 in defense. So this game is projected to be a shootout in my books. I think that total of 45.5 is low, not teasing totals. But looking at this game, I don't see how the Texans stay in a shootout in Las Vegas. I think the Raiders have the better team, and they can certainly win this football game by 1 point. So I'm going with the Raiders there. And then I'm going all the way to Monday night. I see some 7.5, some 8s down, but the book I had the teaser odds at only had an 8.5. I'll still take that 3 points of New England. And this is just simply a backing of Bill Belichick. Who do you trust more? Plain and simple. Bill Belichick calling your defense, or Luke Getsy, the Bears offensive coordinator, calling your offense? I think Belichick, it's proven over the course of his coaching career that when you have a young quarterback, especially one like Justin Fields, who has shown some good signs, has shown some absolutely horrible signs, that the Belichick is able to confuse him with coverages. Their defensive line and their defense in general will be able to apply pressure and slow down that Chicago Bears running game. And the Patriots, again, as they are almost every single year, if not every year, are going to be the better coach team on that side. So getting minus that 2.5, so I have that field goal covered, is just a ton of value there. So my best bet on the show, again, already up for clients, and this is a 3% play. Colts plus 8.5 at Tennessee, Raiders -1 at home versus the Texans, and the Patriots -2.5 at home on Monday night against the Chicago Bears.
Great stuff. Great betting insights. What we come to expect from Eric Pauly. He says a 3-way Colts, Raiders, Pats, 6.3 team teaser. Guys, go follow Eric, man. And, I've been working with him for since the beginning of the season on these football shows, and his teasers are killing it. And I love the fact that he gives them out to you, because we give you a lot of diversity here on Sportsmemo TV. We don't give you this. We give you this, that, and the other thing. Eric's doing great work. He's doing amazing work after the show. Make sure you go over to Sportsmemo, follow Eric. I'm going to follow him to the bank. By the way, Eric, on these 3 ways, you pay extra here in Vegas. Anyway, let's go to my good buddy, Matt. I couldn't help myself. Can't help myself, Chris. I got it. Guys, my good friend, Matt, Moneyline Matt, he is known as. He really is one of the sharpest guys in sports betting today. And, before he came over to the Sportsmemo brand, as far as handicapping, he was writing columns for Wager Talk at Sportsmemo. I knew of him. I knew of his reputation. I read him. I love him. Guys, when he came here, as soon as he came here, I snagged him on our shows. I said, you got to come on the shows, because not only is he informative and entertaining, but his breakdowns and analysis, it just blows my mind, guys. It really does. I have notes all over the place. He does this off the cuff. He's doing great work over at Sportsmemo. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing on the premium side, and he's on the free best bet for you. Moneyline Matt, take it away.
Yeah, I appreciate it as always, Joe. You're the best in the world, I think, at gassing me up. So it does go a long way, and I appreciate it again. But right now, on the premium side, I have a ton of stuff up. UFC 280 is this weekend. Myself, Kyle, and Andy do the Inside the Distance show with Wager Talk every Thursday at 4 p.m. I have a 4-fight package up currently. And again, guys, this is potentially the biggest fight card all time. All right, outside of the UFC, I have, I believe, 3 or 4 NFL plays. But if you go over there, I would wait 1 second just because I do plan on packaging everything together, giving you a little more bang for your buck. And both myself and Ronald do the NBA Triple Double show every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. And I attack almost every NBA slate, even if it's a small one. I potentially like to get one play out. Again, it is dependent on the slate. But today, we got a pretty good one. It's a pretty wide one. I'll have some props up. Definitely going to have a spread bet up as well. So if you want to check that out, again, been a pretty busy week for me on the premium side. So feel free to check that out. But with today, the free play that I am giving out is the LA Chargers -5. And I feel like I'm getting somewhat repetitive with this because if you have watched me, you know I love bounce back spots more than anything. And I understand the Chargers won last week, but honestly, what a brutal game against the Denver Broncos. Just one of the uglier games. It was, I forget how long it's been since Justin Herbert had not thrown a touchdown pass, but Herbert didn't even throw a touchdown pass last week. It was that bad. So I expect this offense to come out ready to roll. I expect them to come out hot, firing early. Definitely expect Herbert to rebound and have at least 2 touchdown passes in this one. But for me, the matchup that I actually look at comes down to this Seattle Seahawks offense with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, who have actually been very successful passing the football against teams. And I do believe that running back Kenneth Walker, who is a rookie, is a very capable rookie. He's been looking pretty good, showing some nice flashes on the ground. But again, this comes down to the air attack for me, and the LA Chargers have one of the best in the entire NFL with guys like J.C. Jackson, Asante Samuel Jr., and Derwin James. What I think is going to occur here is they are going to stop the Seattle Seahawks through the air. And what that allows this Chargers team to do is it allows Derwin James to come up in the blitz package, and it also allows Derwin James to come up in the run support package, which when the Chargers defense is playing at their very best, it's when Derwin James is up in run support. It's when he's blitzing. And it's because they have so much trust in the cornerbacks of J.C. Jackson and Asante Samuel. With the Seattle Seahawks as well, they won last week at home against the Arizona Cardinals. I think this might be a letdown spot for them. They're somewhat of an inconsistent team. Yes, definitely a team that can beat you any given week if you don't come with your A game. But due to what happened last week with the LA Chargers, again, Justin Herbert not throwing a touchdown pass, I think this offense comes ready to roll. And, last week, again, I think one of the big things and big reasons that the LA Chargers offense didn't have a touchdown pass or really didn't get going was that matchup with Mike Williams and Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain is one of the best young corners in all of football. Very underrated, honestly. And I was definitely hoping Keenan Allen was going to be back in this matchup because it completely changes the game and the scheme of the offense for the Chargers on top of it. He's going to get that number 1 corner, and then Mike Williams is going to get your number 2. So one thing I definitely would look for is once Keenan Allen returns, hop on that Chargers or hop on that team total even. But again, going back to this game, the matchup last week with Mike Williams and Patrick Surtain, I believe that's why that Chargers offense was somewhat shut down. When looking at the Seattle Seahawks passing defense, they actually ranked 24th throughout the entire NFL. So I do think Mike Williams is going to be able to get going again. They have some quality guys too, like Gerald Everett is a really nice receiving style tight end, DeAndre Carter, Joshua Palmer. And then one other thing with this LA Chargers team is they're very different offensively. When you have a running back like Austin Eckler who can rush the football, he can come out of the backfield on wheel routes, choice routes, swing routes, a little bit of everything. It pushed the opposing defense in somewhat of a difficult situation and scenario. And because of that, I really do like this Chargers offense to rebound. Again, I would definitely prefer Keenan Allen being in, but with their offensive output last week, I think this is a great rebound spot. I think the LA Chargers win by at least a touchdown here against the Seahawks. So I like the Chargers -5 in this matchup.
Guys, did I tell you his breakdowns were great, or did I tell you? Moneyline Matt is the Chargers -5 after the show. Sportsmemo.com. Go follow Moneyline Matt. UFC, NFL, he's a winner. You will be too if you follow him. By the way, Matt, Eric and Ronald and I were talking while you were doing your segment. As a birthday present, we're going to get you a new baseball cap. All right. We're going to get you a better team than the Tigers to wear. Maybe we'll get you Marlins hat or something. We promise. Anything's better than those Tigers. Eric and Ronald and I all agree. Guys, we love you. Follow Moneyline Matt all the way to the bank. Now, guys, adjust the volume. I am excited. Let me tell you about what I got going on tonight and the next few days over at Sports Memo. Real quick, for Friday night, it seems that every MLB postseason, I take it up a notch, and this playoff campaign is no different. 11-3 overall run, the last 14 in baseball. All right, today we continue to beat the books on the diamond. Padres, Phillies, Game 3 winner. Get on my hot streak, get paid. Also, my NBA premium releases are already winning for you this short season. Today, I continue to beat the books in pro basketball. If you recall, a season ago, I started the campaign 3-0, 6-1, 15-4, and never looked back. I'm proud to announce I had my first NBA Las Vegas strip move of the campaign. They went 14-5 a season ago. Guys, I got both of these plays packaged in a 2-game discount, $20 Sports Memo right now. As far as this weekend goes, the best big game hunter on the planet. I'm going to be wanted on Monday. You know why? Because for killing bookmakers. I have won 4 of my last 5 college football games of the month. 4 this NFL season was my games of the month. This weekend, I will have more games of the month, Saturday and Sunday, both college and pro football. I'm going to have at least one 5% play, and I might have a 10% play. You guys know, 16-2 in 2022, my 10% releases. Guys, there are 3 things you can depend on and rely on in life. Death, taxes, and Joe D'Amico's big games. Guys, follow me this weekend. You're going to follow me to the bank. There goes that. Now, my free play winner for this show, you see me donning the Raiders outfit? It's not by coincidence. I'm going to look at a matchup between 2 AFC teams that together have tallied just 2 wins so far this season. Sports fans, I live in Vegas. I have a lot of sources and pipelines here in Southern Nevada. I'm going to tell you this. The Las Vegas Raiders are in a must-win situation this week. Head coach Josh McDaniels, believe it or not, he's sitting on a lukewarm seat right now. It's not hot yet, but it's definitely lukewarm. His tushy is starting to heat up. I'm going to tell you now, must win. Let's put a pin in that, guys. Both teams coming off bye weeks, meaning both are well-rested, a little healthier, and a little better prepared. My friends, the Texans have been outgained in all 5 games thus far, having surrendered season-high yardage in 3 of those games. Looking at the Raiders, my friends, believe it or not, they have outgained their last 3 opponents despite going just 1-2 in those outings. When you have playmakers going into last week's bye, mind you, playmakers like Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, Daniel Carson, all out or near the top in their statistics at their position, and yet the team is just a dismal 1-4. Something's wrong. Now, guys, don't overthink Houston's win and cover in Jacksonville last week. I believe that was their 9th consecutive victory over the Jaguars. Guys, they just got their number. Dameon Pierce has emerged as a capable running back for the Texans, but this offense has very little else. They don't threaten defenses, guys. Let's face it. They average just 17.2 a game. They turn the ball over a lot. Being that they have no passing attack, Las Vegas and their 6th-ranked rush defense, can Keon Pearson force their less than stellar quarterback to try to make plays on his own? And let's talk some turkey. We're getting close to Thanksgiving. Mills is not a guy you want to make split-second decisions on the fly. That's all. I'm not putting him down, but he should be bagging groceries. That's all I'm saying. He has 5 TDs compared to a whopping 4 INTs. The fact that Vegas has such a bad record reflects in the line here. Trust me when I tell you, they have a ton more talent. They're in a must-win situation. I think this line should be closer to 9.5. I'm siding with my hometown Vegas Raiders here to get a double-digit win, and that's all I've got to say about that, Forrest Gump. My friends, let's bring everybody else back on. Real quick, before I do the rundown and we leave, real quick, happy birthday wishes to Moneyline Matt. We love you, man. Health, happiness, peace, and laughter. Let me get some closing comments from each one of our panel. Matt, let's start with you.
Yeah, thank you again for the birthday wishes. Greatly appreciate it. Hopefully that's going to be a lucky weekend for me. And again, got a ton of packages out doing, the UFC right now, NFL, NBA with Ron. We got the triple-double show with Ron. Myself and Eric have the Bettor's Almanac podcast. I'm on Inside the Distance with Andy and Kyle. And then Joe D'Amico as well every single Monday on the First Family Las Vegas. We are giving out so many picks and plays. Check us out. Recommend us. Subscribe. Tell everyone. Greatly appreciate you guys stopping by.
Jeez Louise, Moneyline Matt is busier than Tom and Giselle's divorce attorneys. I love him. Let's go to Eric Pauly. Eric, closing thoughts or comments?
Closing thoughts and comments are, let's win some bets this weekend. Tune into Ronald, Joe, and Matt. Get their all access because that's how you do not miss value, especially with guys like these three that bet every single sport. So do not miss that value. All access, all those three. And best of luck, everybody, this weekend.
I love Eric, man. I love doing shows with you, Eric. My good friend, my best friend, Ronald Cabang. And I always say nice things about you because I love you, Ronald. You're one of the best in the business. And you're one of my favorite people on the planet, let alone in this business, because I really only like 3 or 4 people. Ronald, closing thoughts or comments, my friend?
Yeah, Joe, man, I was just joking. I know you say a lot of good things about me. You know, on that note with Eric, you know, the all access packages and stuff like that. I mean, just for example, today I put out an NBA play yesterday and the line has moved 1.5 points. You know, you gotta, you know, with these cappers here, especially the guys on this panel specifically who look ahead and see these games at a different angle, they can capture, you know, games early on where the line is more valuable than later on. You know, the closing line value does matter at times. And in this situation, you need to get those multi-day all access packages, 7-day, 30-day. That's the way to go. And especially now with the NBA, you get the lines the day before. The NFL, you get the lines the day after the Sunday games, right? Like you got to get these cappers packages for multi-days, not just a single day. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I think our Sports Memo crew here, I mean, everyone that shows up on these shows, you can already see the amount of work that they put in all the analysis and the breakdowns. I mean, I don't know where you can get that type of information anywhere else. So, yeah, it's been awesome to come back and do all the shows with everyone here.
And Ronald, Eric, Moneyline, Matt, I said this the last few days, and I mean this. You're only one of the best when you are among the best. And you guys are the best there is in this business. My friends, don't forget to tune into all of Sportsmemo TV's amazing content. Hit that subscribe button to get a reminder. You don't want to miss any of our amazing cappers, free winners, or betting insights. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Remember, increase your chance of winning and making a profit. Follow the best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet here at Sports Memo because we don't go gambling, we go winning. On behalf of Sports Memo, Ronald, Eric, Matt, and me, Joe D, everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.